All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we've pulled together some sources on a feature of classical scripture that is, well, it can be genuinely surprising if you're coming to it fresh.
It really can. If you spend any amount of time with the Qur'an, for instance, you notice pretty quickly that the divine voice doesn't just stick to one pronoun.
Right.
Sometimes it's very personal, right? Using I, other times it's more descriptive, using he. But the one that really grabs your attention is the constant use of the plural pronoun we.
And that's the one that immediately raises questions, doesn't it? If you're coming from a tradition built on, absolute oneness.
Tawheed, yeah.
Exactly, Tawhid. How can you use a plural word for a singular God? I mean, it seems like a contradiction right out of the gate.
And that's the central question.
Mm-hmm.
But linguistically, our sources are very clear. It's not an accident. It's actually a key part of the Qur'an's eloquence. It's balagha.
So that's our mission for this deep dive.
Yeah, to unpack these pronouns, the I, the we, and the he, and to really show you how the rhetorical strategy and the core doctrine actually fit together perfectly.
We're going to show that these aren't just random choices. They're very specific, very strategic moves.
Each one designed to communicate something different about that relationship between the creator and the created.
Okay, so let's start with the big one, the one that gets the whole conversation started, the plural we, or nahnu.
Right.
What's the linguistic foundation here that allows a plural word to represent a singular God?
So the foundation is really deep in classical Arabic. It's a convention, a known linguistic tool called the plural of majesty.
The royal we.
The royal we, exactly. You have to think back to how rulers, emperors, caliphs, how people with immense authority would speak. This was the accepted way to refer to themselves.
So it's not like a modern we in a company where you're talking about a team.
Not at all.
It's more like a way to magnify your singular authority, to create a kind of rhetorical distance and emphasize your rank.
That is a perfect way to put it. The whole function is to convey grandeur, dignity, sovereignty. It elevates the speaker, way above the ordinary. So when Allah uses we, the idea is to magnify that supreme creative power.
To inspire awe.
Exactly, to inspire awe in the sheer scale of the action being described.
And the sources show this really clearly. The we is almost always used when talking about these massive cosmic events.
Absolutely. The acts are just monumental. I mean, look at the example from Surah Ad-Dariyat 51.47. It says, "And the heaven we built with our creative power, and we are surely expanding it."
We are surely expanding it. That's an ongoing action.
An ongoing, continuous, immense process. And the we perfectly captures that scale. It's not a one-and-done event.
That's incredible, especially given the historical context.
It is, and you see the same thing when talking about the very origin of existence. In 21.30, it asks, "Have those who disbelieved not considered that the heavens and the earth were a joined entity and we separated them?"
The primordial splitting of the universe.
A foundational, all-encompassing act. And again, the pronoun matches the subject. It's a perfect fit.
And it goes beyond creation, right? The we is also used for making these huge, unbreakable promises.
Precisely. The authority that governs the cosmos is the same authority that guarantees the revelation. You see it in 15.9. "Indeed, it is we who sent down the Qur'an, and indeed, we will be its guardian."
That's a powerful statement of authority.
It's an unwavering, universal promise,
Yeah.
backed by that same majestic we.
So let's just hammer this home one more time. The theological safeguard. Even with all this context, someone could still get tripped up by the plural.
And that's why the classical scholars were so rigorous about this. The anchor, the non-negotiable core of Islam is Tawhid, the absolute oneness of God.
Right.
So the scholarly consensus is it's overwhelming. The we does not in any way suggest multiple beings. It is purely a stylistic device to show exalted status. It's eloquent serving theology.
That distinction is so important. But what I find even more fascinating is that the divine voice doesn't just stay in that majestic register.
No, it shifts.
It shifts constantly between we, I, and he. So why do that? Why break that consistency of majesty?
Because each one serves a totally different but equally necessary purpose. If we builds the throne, establishes the cosmic sovereignty,
And I and he do something else.
they fill in the other crucial parts of the relationship. You need all three to really describe the whole picture: personal closeness and objective definition.
Okay, so let's take the singular I, Anna. If we is for the universal, what's I for?
I is for intimacy, for mercy, for direct one-on-one connection. This is the voice used for personal forgiveness, for reassurance, for the direct commands of worship. Ibadat.
So you go from the king on a cosmic throne to a voice whispering right next to you.
Yes, it brings all that immensity right down to your personal prayer mat. Look at Surah Az-Zumar 39.53. It's such an intimate verse. Say, O my servants, do not despair of the mercy of Allah. Indeed, Allah forgives all sins.
My servants. That possessive pronoun is so personal. It's not a sovereign addressing subjects. It's something much closer.
And that accessibility is a whole point of I. Think about 2.186. I am near. I respond to the invocation of the supplicant when he calls upon me.
That is immediate. No go-between, no mediator.
No mediation necessary. The I is there to make sure you never ever feel lost in the sheer scale of the we.
So we is the architect, I is the guide. That leaves he, huwa. Where does the third person pronoun fit in?
The he is for definition, for narrative.
Yeah.
It creates a bit of distance, a sense of objectivity that's essential when you're defining the divine attributes themselves.
So it's more reflective.
Exactly. It positions God as the transcendent subject of the story, letting you reflect on what he is rather than just what he's commanding you to do at that moment.
And the prime example of this has to be Surah Al-Ikhlas, right? The definitive statement on oneness.
The absolute ultimate example. It uses he all the way through. He is Allah, who is one. He neither begets nor is born, nor is there to him any equivalent.
It's like a creed. Theological definition.
It's setting the boundary. And that surah, by using he to define singularity so clearly, is actually what reinforces our understanding of we. It proves that we must be majestic, because otherwise you'd have this massive internal contradiction.
Right. It provides the intellectual framework. And you also see he used in historical stories, setting the scene. Like in 6.2, he is the one who created you from clay.
Exactly. It's the narrator's voice, establishing the facts of the past.
Okay, but now let's go a layer deeper on the we, because for you, if you're someone who wants that really thorough understanding, there's a more nuanced take on this.
Okay, I'm listening. This is the idea that we isn't just about the ultimate source of power.
It's about the source and the mechanism. So while majesty is the main meaning, some exegetes argue the we can also include the secondary causes that Allah uses to get things done.
The systems he put in place.
The systems he put in place, the entire cosmic orchestra. The power is singular, but the plural we encompasses the means through which that power works. Okay, give me an analogy. It's like a CEO who says, we launched the new product.
Perfect analogy.
The CEO made the final call, had the vision, but the we acknowledges the entire system engineering, marketing, logistics that made it happen.
That's a fantastic way to think about it. So when the Qur'an says we separated them, talking about creation, it's not just the immediate command, it's also the cosmic forces, the laws of physics, all the processes that were set in motion.
All of it.
The we encapsulates the whole process, but makes it clear that every part of that process traces back to the one single source.
So this is where theological concepts like qadar and quadra come into the grammar of it.
Yes, this is where it gets really precise. Quadra is the ultimate active power, the singular will. Qadar is the divine decree, the blueprint, the specific properties that everything is given.
So the we connects the power to the blueprint.
Connects the quadra to the entire system of quadar. Think about the rain example. When the text says we send down rain.
It's not just the command rain.
Right. The we includes the whole system, the evaporation, the winds, condensation, the nature of water itself. All of those are the secondary causes. They are the ordained system through which the quadra works. The we is the comprehensive system, all under the command of the one king.
The sophistication there is just incredible. But the real masterstroke, the thing that shows the highest level of artistry, is when these pronouns shift suddenly.
Mid-sentence sometimes.
In a single verse. It's a device called iltifat, and it's not a mistake.
Oh, not at all. Iltifat it's like a rhetorical jolt of electricity. It's an intentional, sudden shift in perspective, and its entire purpose is to wake the listener up, to prevent you from just passively listening.
So it's designed to grab your attention.
It is. It prevents monotony, sure, but the deeper reason is to emphasize different divine attributes in quick succession. It lets the text flow from transcendence to majesty to immediate intimacy in the blink of an eye.
And by doing that, it actually reinforces Tawhid again.
Subtly, yeah. It reminds you that all these different voices, I, we, he, all point back to the same single being.
Okay, let's get into the best example of this. Surah An-Nahl, verse 51, it perfectly shows how iltifat works.
It really does. So it says, and Allah said, do not take for yourselves two gods. He is but one God. So fear me alone.
Wow. Okay, break that down.
So it starts with he, that third-person voice. It's objective, transcendent, a statement of creed. He is but one God. You're reflecting on a universal truth.
It's a theological statement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then, with no warning at all, it snaps to the first person. So fear me alone.
That's a direct command.
It's intensely personal and urgent. It takes that abstract theological truth, he is one, and transforms it into a binding personal instruction. Fear me.
So you're pulled from reflecting on a concept to facing a command.
In an instant. And that's the power of it. That literary technique makes the message impossible to ignore. It proves that in the Qur'an's balagha, style and substance are completely inseparable. So when you pull it all together, what our sources show is that the strategic use of these pronouns is just. It's a profound testament to the literary artistry of the Qur'an.
The rhetorical precision and the theology are perfectly merged.
They are. The core idea of Tawhid is never, ever at risk, even as the voice shifts to express all these different facets: universal power, personal mercy, cosmic systems.
So for you listening to this and reflecting on it, what does this all mean? The sources suggest it really ought to shape a believer's whole outlook. This movement between we and I should inspire both humility and confidence.
Humility, absolutely. Because the we is this constant reminder of our own finite place in front of an infinite creator. You feel small, in a good way, before that kind of scale.
But then also confidence.
And confidence. Because that sudden shift to I tells you that the same power that shaped the entire cosmos is also intimately concerned with your personal destiny, with your prayers.
The king speaks directly to you.
Exactly. The divine voice just transcends our normal human way of speaking. It uses the plural for scale, the singular for intimacy, and the third person for objectivity.
And that brings us to our final thought for you to consider. The Quranic use of that one plural pronoun, we, isn't just a linguistic tool for showing majesty. It acts as a kind of spiritual catalyst. Because that strategic shift in voice resonates with all three harmonies at once: absolute unity, immense power, and universal mercy. It invites you into this ongoing contemplation of how the divine voice uses language itself as a form of guidance.